Welcome back to the Miranda Caverley Valentines Day concert. The song that was played during the break is How Do You Know by Gary Valencio. He's from the Philippines. I've known about this song from California. And to give you guys a background, I'm not on the screen for anyone to see, and there's a purpose. I wasn't in Ohio when I first found Miranda. I was actually on a social network site called MySpace. And those of you that are familiar with the social networks, MySpace is one of those places you make a password and you load photos and you can chat now and all sorts of wonderful stuff. I found Miranda while I was in California. Just a simple search. Pulled up an image of Christ for Life. No images of her. And we started chatting. This is November 24th, 2006. This led to even more and more opportunities to talk with her, then on the phone. And I'm going to let Miranda, as I bring her back into view, for those that are on the chat, and you are watching Miranda listen to me talk as she's getting her piano all ready, I want Miranda to share the torture device she put me through of watching her grow up.
So Jeremy did this search on MySpace, so I get a message from this guy in California who's in the military, and first off, that was a turnoff for me because I come from a military family, and a lot of my cousins and everybody are like, oh, military men, they're pretty crazy, and, you know, they chase after women and all these stories, so I'm thinking, do I really want to get involved with a military guy? And, you know, he's in California, but something just said, give him a chance. So I started talking to him, and I had been in a very bad relationship when I was younger. When I was 19 and 20 years old, excuse me, I had married a man who was abusive, and I got away from him. And for 7 years, I did not date anyone. I had no desire to hang around a guy or anything and date or even think about marriage again. But I had started praying probably about 3 years before Jeremy contacted me. I said, God, I think I'm ready. And I said, I want to meet a guy, but I'm not chasing after him. He has to find me. And the thing is, I'm not looking. So he has to find me, and Lord, I want him to have these characteristics. I said, I want him to be a Christian. I want him to be a musician, because I'm a musician, and it's just not going to work if he doesn't have the same likes that I have. I said, Lord, I also want him to have a heart for missions, because I do. And I said, Lord, and if he could play guitar and sing like Stephen Curtis Chapman, that would be okay with me. And I said, oh yeah, I want him to have blue eyes. I mean, I was praying this prayer. I wrote it all down. I said, now Lord, make it happen. And I kept thinking, there's no way. And when I saw what Jeremy looked like, I was like, oh my gosh. And then he had blue eyes, and he starts sharing with me. No, I don't want to. No. And so he starts sharing with me, and you know, he plays guitar, and he's been on a missions trip to South Africa in 2000, and he really, you know, he was at Honor Academy at Teen Ministries, which I really like, and we had all these things in common, and I started slowly realizing he has all the characteristics I prayed for. And the strange thing was, I'm a really huge fan of Jeremy Camp. And almost my husband Jeremy says almost like a fanatic about him. So when I found out that there was a guy named Jeremy Caverley with the same initials as Jeremy Camp, I thought, now this is just weird. And so we talked from November 2006 all the way to February 2007. And he didn't have a picture of me. And so he said, well, I want a picture of you. And I thought, well, if this guy's serious, I'm gonna play a little joke on him. So I sent him for an entire week pictures of me starting when I was a baby to when I was a toddler, till I was in elementary school, junior high, all the way up until the 7th day, what I look like now. And he was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe she's doing this. And I thought, well, if he's serious about me, you know, he'll go along with it. And he was. And February 13th, 2007, he flew from California almost to Ohio and got stuck in one of the worst snowstorms and ice storms we've ever had. And he literally was stuck in Chicago from February 13th until Valentine's Day the next day. And he was sleeping in the airport. He was calling me. He was like, I don't know if this is going to happen. I really want to meet you. I feel like God wants us to meet. And I said, so do I. And we were just crying. We were just praying, like, God, if it's meant to be, let him get here, you know. And so February 14th, Valentine's Day 2007, I'm driving up to Columbus Airport with my grandmother and my cousin in this ice storm. We're going about 25 miles an hour all the way up to Columbus. And we get to the airport and I meet him face to face for the first time. And I knew the moment I met him and I saw him and I kissed him that this was the man that God made for me. And I knew at that moment I was going to marry him. And on September 22nd, 2007, we got married. And it's been 4 years this coming Monday on Valentine's Day since that fateful day happened 4 years ago. And it'll be 4 years September since we'll be celebrating our 4-year wedding anniversary. So that's a little story about why Valentine's Day is so special to us and why we wanted to do this special concert for you, and also share just how God can work miracles. He can bridge the 3,000 miles that Jeremy and I were apart from each other and create a marriage and a ministry by bridging that huge gap. And so anybody out there that is doing a long distance relationship, if you pray and you put God first in everything, your relationship will work. And you write a lot of emails, you make a lot of phone calls, a lot of text messages, and it works. And you really have to work at it. You got to find ways to communicate even though you're apart. And so we're gonna go back into the music. And the first song I'm going to play for you is called Passion. I wrote this song the day after I watched the Passion of the Christ movie in theaters. And, you know, I'm sure most people watching this have seen the Passion of Christ. And it just is totally the most realistic, I guess, most realistic form of retelling of the crucifixion of Jesus that I've ever seen. And so it inspired me to write this little melody here. And I hope you enjoy it. The next song I'm going to play for you, it's probably one of the simplest songs I've ever written, but I wrote it for a friend of mine. He and I have been friends for going on 7 years now, and I wrote this song about 5 years ago, and I had no idea what to call it, and I actually had never told him I had written it for him, but every time I would see him, he would be humming my song that I had actually written for him. And he says, I just cannot get that melody out of my head. It is just always stuck in my head. And I finally said, I hate to tell you this, but that's just really weird that that's stuck in your head, because I actually wrote the song for you. And I just thought it was kind of weird. I wasn't sure if I should tell you or not, because I didn't know if you would even like the song. And I said, well, now that I see you like the song, I'll say I wrote it for you. And so I was looking for a name for this song, and I just came up with A Friend's Heart, and I didn't know what else to call it. So this song is called A Friend's Heart, and it was written for my friend Nate Vanderhoof. The next two songs I'm going to play, the first one is called Wild Hearts, and the second one is called Wind Up on the Waves. And Wild Hearts I actually wrote not too long ago. It's just been a couple years ago that I wrote this one. And I really feel like it has an Irish kind of feel to it, and being mostly Irish, I really love this melody. And Wind Up on the Waves, I wrote this probably 7 or 8 years ago, and it still is one of my favorites. And I hope you enjoy both of them. next song I'm going to play for you, I got a page turn here, on the right page. It is a really beautiful Irish love song called "The Water Is Wide," and for some reason when I play it, it makes Jeremy cry, and I never can understand why. But he said it makes him sad. But the song, if you listen to the words, they're quite beautiful, and I just love playing this song, and I'm just sad that I didn't write it. Because every time I play, somebody always asks, "Did you write that?" I said, "I wish." And but every time that I play it for anyone, they really enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy it too. This is "The Water Is Wide." The next two songs that I will be playing, let me get to my page. The first one is called "Wilted Rose Petals," and this is quite a sad, melancholy melody that I wrote, and it really is autobiographical to what I was going through in my life. And the second song is a little more lighthearted, and it's called "Sweetheart's Lullaby," and this is absolutely, positively my favorite song that I have ever written thus far. "Sweetheart's Lullaby" was another song that I wrote for Jeremy, and it really does sound like a lullaby, and so without further ado, this is "Wilted Rose Petals" and "Sweetheart's Lullaby." And I only have 2 songs left, and this will be the last song of my original music that I will play for you tonight. And this last song is called Daylight Fades. And I wrote this probably just a couple of years ago, and it is also autobiographical, because I wrote it during a time when I was going through a lot of sickness, and basically I just felt like the sun had gone down, and there was no more light. There was just all this darkness, all this sickness, and I was in and out of the hospital, and I was hooked up to IVs, and there was just so much going on, and I couldn't see the sun. You couldn't see daylight. There was just darkness. And this song came out of the struggles of my health, and so I hope you enjoy it. I hope to be able to play some more songs in the future that I've written, and also do some more cover songs. But I will play this song, and then I will share with you about the last song, the last solo that I have chosen to do, and how I came to think of this song to say, hey, I ought to do that song for the concert. So this is Daylight Fades. And the last song I'm going to perform for you tonight, and I really hoped you enjoyed this Valentine's Day special we've done, and I hope you have been blessed by the songs and the songs that God has inspired me to write, and also the solos and the solo cover songs I've done. And I hope they've just really inspired you today, and I hope it gets you in the mood to celebrate Valentine's Day with your loved ones, and that special someone that has that place in your heart. And this last song I'm going to sing for you is called I Do. And it was written by a country artist named Paul Brandt back in the 1990s. And I actually have really always liked this song. And I had forgotten about it until recently, and a friend of mine on Facebook shared the video, and I was like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot how beautiful that song was. And so right then and there, I said, I have to sing this. I have to sing this for the concert, and it's just a wonderful song to close out the entire event. And really, and I dedicate this to Jeremy, because there's a line that said, I rescued you, you rescued me, and we're right where we should be forever. And that just totally sounds like us, because he did rescue me, and I rescued him. And I hope you enjoy it, and happy Valentine's Day, and hope you all have a great day and a great night. same. It won't change from day to day, for worse or better. Will I promise to be your best friend? And am I here until the end? Can I be sure I have been waiting for you? And did I say my love is true? Maybe I will, I am, I can, I have, I do. I know the time will disappear, but this love we're building on will always be here. No way that this is sinking sand, on the solid rock we'll stand forever. Will I promise to be your best friend? And am I here until the end? Can I be sure I have been waiting for you? And did I say my love is true? Maybe I will, I am, I can, I have, I do. Maybe I will, I am, I can, I have. Maybe I will, I am, I can, I have. Maybe I will, I am, I can, I have, I do. Again, thank you for coming, and we hope you have enjoyed this Valentine's Day special. God bless, and have a great day.